Hello everyone and welcome back to Black Beanie Gaming. My name is Murphy and today I'm going to show you how to build 30 Rockefeller Plaza in Minecraft. The beauty of 30 Rockefeller Plaza and many other skyscrapers built around the same time is how well the architecture translates to Minecraft. So the end result will not only look authentic, but will actually be easier to build. And using the natural texture pack like I do makes for an even more authentic finished product. Now before we get started, you'll need to decide whether or not you'll be building the famous ice rink at the foot of the tower. A normal Bedrock Edition super flat world consists of one layer of grass, two of dirt, and one layer of bedrock, which is one less space than we'll need to dig out an ice skating rink. So if you intend to build in a super flat world, don't dig your foundation into the top layer of grass. Begin building right on top of it. Those of you building in a normally generated world shouldn't have to worry about space requirements beyond clearing out enough flat space. When all is said and done, the tower itself will stand 108 bricks tall. The materials you'll need to build the tower are as follows: 16,500 smooth quartz slabs, 7,200 pillar quartz blocks, 3,100 smooth quartz blocks, 1,500 smooth quartz stairs, 1,200 chiseled quartz blocks, 6,800 black stained glass panes, 300 black stained glass blocks, 3,500 torches, 40 end rods, 10 iron doors, 20 heavy pressure plates, 12 red wool blocks, 4 red carpet pieces. Bear in mind that if you intend to build this in survival mode, you're going to have to mine and smelt nearly 80,000 bits of nether quartz, not to mention the sheer amount of sand and dye to make the glass. So if you're going that route, I'd suggest using more commonly available materials. Otherwise, I wish you the best of luck. As for the ice skating rink, you'll need the following: 1,000 smooth sandstone blocks, 87 smooth sandstone stairs, 98 black stained glass panes, 255 packed ice blocks, 8 gold blocks, 21 dark oak plank blocks, 9 dark oak stair pieces, 70 dark oak fence pieces, 8 buckets of water, 8 end rods. You'll also need enough smooth sandstone blocks to create sidewalks around the structures. Now with all that in mind, let's go ahead and get started. We'll start with our foundation. In a normal world, you'll need a flat area of 104 spaces long and 31 blocks wide. If you are just building the tower, you'll need an area 69 spaces long, nice, and 31 spaces wide. Once you have a suitable area, make sure you have all of your quartz brick variants in your inventory. Equip your smooth quartz blocks and place the back left corner block. Please try to keep yourself oriented to this corner, as the majority of the measurements we'll be using are based off of this corner. Moving right, place an additional 30 smooth quartz blocks. This will be the back wall of the tower. Moving forward, from each corner, add 6 more smooth quartz blocks. Then add 2 more inward from there, like so. Then, moving forward from each previous brick, add a line of 62 smooth quartz bricks, like so. Once done, connect the ends of these lines with a line of smooth quartz blocks to make the front of your foundation. This is the outline of our building. Align yourself with the center brick of the front line and create a line of chiseled quartz blocks right down the center of the entire building, like so. From the back wall, count up to the 10th block of the line of chiseled quartz bricks that you just made, and add a line of 4 chiseled blocks to the left and to the right. At the end of these new lines, place a smooth quartz brick. Head back to the front line of the foundation, count inward along the line of chiseled quartz to the 4th brick. Skip a space both left and right of the center line and place a chiseled brick. Skip 2 more spaces and place another. From each of these new bricks, create a line of chiseled quartz bricks down the entirety of the foundation until they meet the cross of chiseled bricks at the other end. Fill the empty space between these lines with smooth quartz blocks, like so. Re-equip your chiseled bricks and head back to the front of the foundation. Count down to the 5th brick along the outer lines of chiseled quartz. From this block, build a 6 brick long line of chiseled quartz perpendicularly. Count down another 5 spaces and do so again. repeating this process another 8 times on either side of the building for a total of 10 6-brick long lines, like this. Fill in all the remaining space within the foundation with smooth quartz blocks. Your foundation will look like this. Now return to the back left corner, make a 6-brick tall column of pillar bricks. Move up by 6 spaces and make another, leaving 5 empty spaces between. Move inward by 2 spaces and make another, leaving 1 empty space. Top each of these columns with a chiseled quartz brick. On the space directly above the last column, make a 3-brick tall column of pillar bricks. Move up by 4 more spaces and make another, leaving 3 empty spaces between them. Count up by 4, make another, then again. Now count up by 2 spaces and make another. Then make 2 more columns every 4th space above that. Then count up 4 and make a 5-brick tall column, like this. Count up 5 spaces from that and make another 5-brick tall column, leaving 4 spaces between it and the last. Then make 7 more 3-brick tall columns every 4th space like we did before. After the last, count up 2 more spaces and make 1 last column directly on the front left corner of the foundation. Top the last column with a chiseled quartz brick, then build a horizontal line from it down across the columns until it meets the side of the 5-brick tall column. On top of each 5-brick tall pillar column, place a smooth quartz stair piece facing outward, like this. Then place a row of stairs between them at the 3rd brick, like so. Now continue your line of chiseled quartz blocks all the way down across the remaining columns until it reaches the side of the taller column in the back. From that 6-brick tall column, count 4 spaces inward and build a 7-brick tall pillar column. Count backwards 6 spaces and build another 7-brick tall column, like this. On the left side of the top brick of the column, start a row of chiseled quartz and wrap it around the 2 corners, back to the left side of the first 7-brick tall column, like so. Go back down to ground level and count 4 spaces up from the 7-brick tall pillar column and make another one. Move right by 4 spaces and make another. Move 3 more spaces and make another. Repeat this entire process again on the other side of the building. Once done, you should wind up with 3 empty spaces between the 2 innermost 7-brick tall pillar columns. From those 2 inner columns, move all the way back to the rear wall and create 2 more 7-brick tall columns, then 2 more identical columns 3 spaces outward along the rear line, like so. Now make 2 6-brick tall pillar columns 3 spaces forward and 1 space inward from the 2 columns you just made, like this. Top both with a smooth quartz brick. Count inward by 2 spaces from these new columns and build 2 more exactly like them. On the chiseled brick line running between them, make another 6-brick tall column with a smooth quartz topper to make it 5 columns, each with an empty space between. Now, move forward along the chiseled quartz line until you're back between the 7-brick tall columns. Right on the chiseled quartz, make another pillar column, 7 blocks tall. Now, head to the 2 front corners. Count inward by 2 spaces along the wall from each and make 3 brick tall pillar columns. Move inward another 5 spaces and make 2 more, topping those with chiseled quartz. Create a line of chiseled quartz from that block back to the corner. From those 2 inner columns, count inward by another 4 spaces and make 2 4-brick tall columns. They should have 3 empty spaces between them. Count backward from each by 3 spaces and make 2 more columns, 3 pillar blocks tall, topped with a smooth quartz block. Count outward from each of those by 3 spaces and make 2 more identical columns. Then, on the chiseled quartz line between the 2 innermost columns, make another 3-brick tall pillar column with a smooth quartz topper. You should notice that these columns you just finished each line up with the chiseled quartz lines that we made on the floor. With your pillar quartz equipped, align yourself with the columns on the outer chiseled quartz lines. Count backward by 5 spaces and make 18 brick tall pillar columns. Now move back by another 5 spaces and make 2 more 18 brick tall columns. You should have 4 tall columns now. Top each of them with a smooth quartz block, then connect those tops with lines of smooth quartz, like this. Go back down to ground level and count back by 5 more spaces and make 2 more columns. Back another 5 spaces, 2 more columns for a total of 4 more. Top them with smooth quartz and connect them. Repeat this process 3 more times until you have 5 sets of 4 18 brick tall columns, topped with a rectangle of smooth quartz blocks. Equip your smooth quartz blocks and head back to the back left corner. Move to the middle space between the 2 leftmost columns and make a column of smooth bricks all the way up to the chiseled line above. Do the exact same for the back 2 left columns, like this. On the 4th brick of these columns, use smooth quartz to connect them horizontally, like so. Do the same for the 2 pillar columns with a single space between them. Between the back 2 7 brick tall pillar columns, on the 4th brick, make a line of upended quartz stairs 3 spaces across, like so. On the middle upended stairpiece, make a 3 brick tall column of pillar quartz. Connect the top of this new column to the column to its right and to its left with a chiseled quartz piece. Repeat this process on the right side of the building. Once done, you'll connect the tops of the middle 4 rear columns with horizontal pillar columns, like so. Now move forward slightly. On the outward-facing side of each of the smooth quartz blocks atop the 5 6-piece pillar columns, place an upended smooth quartz stairpiece. Then place a smooth quartz brick between each of the other smooth bricks. Use smooth quartz slabs to fill in the space between the tops of these 5 pillars, the stairpieces, and the horizontal row of pillar bricks connecting the tops of the 4 closest outer pillars. Fall down to ground level and equip your smooth quartz blocks. Move diagonally back and out by 1 space from the outer 2 of the 5 inner columns and place a smooth quartz piece. Then place another behind it to connect it with the outer pillar. Then add smooth blocks to them until they match the height of the outer pillars and the slabs we just placed. Now take your smooth quartz stairs and face the middle of the 5 pillars. To the left and right of the 3rd block up from the floor, place a stairpiece. These will be your doorways on the rear of the building. Return to the back left corner. On the top, inside of the corner, on the top half of the chiseled quartz, place a smooth slab. Then make a line from there to the corner ahead of it. Place another line of slabs next to that one, and then 4 more, stopping when you connect the 2 7 brick tall pillar columns. Equip your smooth blocks and connect the forward pillar column with the 3rd pillar column ahead of it. Do the same for the right side of the building. Now use your smooth bricks to create a line across the tops of the 5 columns furthest into the building, stopping just before it reaches the outermost 7 brick columns. On the front-facing side of the smooth bricks, above those 5 pillars, place an upended stairpiece like we did to the others. Move to the back left 7 brick column. Add 12 more pillar blocks on top of it, like this. Now head back down. Move ahead along the slabs by 2 spaces, make a pillar column 12 bricks tall. Come back down and do the same twice more, so you have 4 12 brick tall columns. In the single spaces between the bottom of these columns, place a quartz stairpiece facing in. Now move to the left side of the rearmost 12 brick column. Make a line of stairs from this space until you reach the corner, then continue forward to the next corner. Then turn again and stop at the forwardmost of the 12 brick columns, like this. Create another row of stairs around the inside of the row you just made, facing inward like this. Then make one final row facing outward like this before placing a single slab dead center on the roof. On the 3 spaces ahead of the 4th 12 brick tall column, make a solid wall of smooth quartz pieces, 12 bricks high, matching the height of the column. Then add 12 pillar bricks onto the 7 brick tall column ahead of that, like so. Follow the same process on the right side of the building. Both the left and right sides of the large empty rectangle have their columns, but now the front and back need them as well. In the space between the forwardmost 12 brick columns, create a large, solid wall of smooth quartz blocks. Note, do not fill in the space between the 5 middle columns below them, only between the outside of those columns and the 2 outer columns that flank them. Like this. Once done, head back to the tops of the 6, 7 brick tall columns along the back of the building. Add another 12 bricks to each. On the center space of the horizontal pillar bricks, add another 12 brick tall column. This should be the end result. Now head to the front of your building. Behind the top of the innermost columns topped by chiseled brick, these two, create a line of smooth slabs all the way back until they meet the 5 columns in the rear of the building, like this. Then fill in the space between these slabs and the outer walls with smooth slabs. Then fill in the space between the front wall of your building and the groups of columns just inside, but no more than that. Face the front of your building like this. Now add 15 pillar bricks atop the center 2 columns along the front edge. In the space immediately behind it, make a column of smooth quartz blocks to the same height, like so. Facing the front from the outside, place a row of 3 upended smooth stair pieces between the bottom bricks of the smooth quartz columns. Then place a row of 3 smooth bricks on top of them. Add another row of 3 upended stair pieces on the outside face of the smooth blocks. Add a row of 3 smooth bricks atop the others and atop the upended stairs. On the middle of the outer 3 smooth bricks, make a column of pillar bricks 12 pieces tall to match the others. Now, move back down to the outside face of the right smooth quartz column. Move outward by 2 spaces and make another 15 brick pillar column. 2 more spaces and make another. Now move forward 2 spaces and make a 14 brick tall smooth column with a chiseled quartz topper. Move out by 2 spaces and make a 14 brick pillar column with a chiseled topper. Forward 2 spaces and make another. Now move forward 2 spaces and make a 5 brick tall smooth column with a chiseled topper. Then add 9 pillar blocks on top of it, like this. Use your chiseled bricks to fill in the spaces between the top of this column and the chiseled toppers of the others. Now equip your smooth slabs and make 2 rows starting on the inside face of the top pillar block and ending in the corner of the chiseled blocks. The end result will be this little 2x4 roof. Now head back down to the small smooth column, count outward by 2 spaces and make a 5 brick tall pillar column with a chiseled topper. Count out by 2 more and make another. We're right up against the edge now. Counting back 2 spaces at a time, make 3 more 5 brick tall pillar columns with chiseled tops. Count back 2 more spaces and make a pillar column 11 bricks tall with a chiseled top. Using your chiseled bricks, fill in the spaces between the tops of the columns below. Then use your smooth slabs to make a 4x8 roof on the inside edges of the chiseled bricks and the tall column. Count in by 2 spaces along the edge of this roof from the tall column and make a 5 brick tall pillar column with a chiseled top. Count in by 2 more spaces and make a 5 brick tall smooth quartz column with a chiseled top. Then add another 3 pillar bricks on top of it. Count up 2 spaces along the other edge of the 4x8 roof. Make a 9 brick tall pillar column. Then make 2 more, counting 2 spaces at a time. Now head all the way back down to the base of our 11 brick pillar column, counting 2 spaces at a time, make 4 more exactly the same way, each with a chiseled top. Count 2 more spaces and make a pillar column 14 bricks tall with a chiseled brick top. Like we did before, use your chiseled bricks to connect the tops of the columns below. Use slabs to make a 4x10 space roof along the chiseled rows. It should look like this. Count 2 spaces inward from the taller column and make a 2 brick tall pillar stack with a chiseled top. Then 2 spaces more and make a smooth brick stack with a chiseled top. 2 spaces at a time, make 4 3 brick tall pillar stacks along the inside edge of the slab roof. Head down to the base of the 14 brick pillar column. Counting back by 2 spaces at a time, make 2 5 brick tall pillar columns. In the next space, make a 2 brick tall stack of chiseled bricks. On the other side of this, make a 5 brick pillar column. On the next 2 spaces, make a 2 by 2 vertical stack of chiseled bricks. Then another 5 brick tall pillar column on the next space. And a 2 brick tall stack of chiseled quartz 1 space behind that. On the next space, make another 5 brick tall pillar column, then, every other space, make 11 more. Then, 2 spaces from the last 5 brick pillar column, make a column of smooth bricks, 11 pieces tall. On the space behind that, make a pillar column 14 pieces tall with a chiseled top. Now across the tops of all the 5 brick tall pillar columns, make a row of smooth quartz bricks. Then make 5 more on top of it, like so. And across the top of all the smooth bricks, make a row of chiseled bricks between the 14 brick tall pillar columns. Every other space along the chiseled row between the pillar columns, make 2 brick tall stacks of pillar bricks, 17 in total with a space between each. Make another row of chiseled quartz bricks across the lot of them. This will be the result. Now, find the space where the back of the last pillar column meets the chiseled brick roof line of the structure at the rear of the building, right here. Place smooth slabs along the 2 chiseled bricks between this pillar column and the smooth brick wall on the inside. On that second slab, make an 11 brick tall pillar column topped with a chiseled brick. Then connect that brick to the corner piece. Repeat this entire process on the other side of the building, like before, making a mirror image of what we just made. Once done, and your building is looking like this, equip your smooth quartz slabs and make a row against the insides of the chiseled quartz rows. Then make 3 more. Like this. Now we're going to fill in some of this empty space up here. Start between the slab rows you just made, up against the top of the smooth brick wall in the back. Now make a 15 by 27 brick rectangle of smooth slabs. This should extend from the back, but wind up 5 spaces shorter than the slab rows on the sides. Head back to the rear of the building and equip your pillar bricks. On the back left column, add an additional 11 pillar blocks on top. Do so for every pillar column along the rear wall, then do so for the 3 columns in front of them. Once you've done that, add 2 more 11 pillar columns ahead of those, every other space, like so. Now, from these last 2 columns, make more 11 brick pillar columns. Atop all of these new columns, make a rectangle of chiseled bricks, then a row of slabs on the inside of that. Make a 2 brick tall pillar stack at every corner of the slab rectangle. Then create another at every other space until the next corner. No 2 stacks should be touching. When you're done, make another rectangle of chiseled quartz along the top. On the outside face of these bricks, make a row of upended smooth quartz stair pieces all the way around. Then, on top of the chiseled quartz, make a rectangle of stair pieces right side up. Face the backs of these stair pieces and make a row of upended stair pieces all the way around. Then fill in the empty space with smooth quartz slabs, like so. Facing down at the roof from the outside, find the back corner upended stair piece, right here. Move to the right by 2 spaces, then up by 1 space, and place a stairpiece. Moving right, place 10 more. Turn 90 degrees and place 4 more. 90 degrees and 10 more. 90 degrees and the last 3 pieces to complete the rectangle. Then place another row of stairs against the inside face, leaving a single row of slabs in the middle, like so. Move down to the top left corner column of this new structure. Now move right by 5 more spaces, so you're standing between 2 of the columns behind you. Make a pillar brick stack here, 2 bricks tall, and top it with a chiseled brick. Move up by 2 spaces and do the same. Then connect the chiseled bricks with another. Do the exact same on the other side of the building. So these 2 new stacks have 7 empty spaces between them. On the middle chiseled brick of these new stacks, place a stairpiece facing away. Then make a row of slabs connecting the bottom half of these two stair pieces, like this. Make a row of stairs from one side to the other, from chiseled brick to chiseled brick, across both the back and front of the slabs, to make a small rectangular roof. Now move to the front left corner of this new structure. Diagonally out by one space, make a 3 brick tall pillar column. Move to the left by 2 spaces and make another. Make 5 more columns every other space, moving forward from there. Then move inward by 2 spaces and make another. Do the exact same thing on the right side of the building, then make a rectangle of chiseled quartz bricks on top of these new columns, like so. On the inside face of these bricks, make a row of upended smooth quartz stairs all the way around. On top of the stairs, make a row of upright stair pieces, all the way around, facing outward. Behind this row of stairs, place a row of black stained glass blocks all the way around. On the inside of those, a row of upended stairs. On top of the stairs, another row of stairs facing out. And inside of those, another rectangular row of solid black glass blocks. Fill in the single empty row of space that remains with smooth quartz blocks. On the space diagonally in and forward from the innermost pillar columns, make 2 brick tall stacks of pillar bricks. Count 2 spaces forward and make another. On both the left and right sides, place a row of 4 chiseled bricks that goes across the tops of the 2 stacks, jutting out by 1 space like this. On the middle 2 chiseled bricks, place smooth stair pieces facing out, like we did on the other side. Create a row of stairs connecting the outer 2 chiseled bricks, this time adding a row of stairs on the inside, like this. Before we continue building upward, make sure you have your smooth quartz stairs, smooth quartz slabs, black glass blocks, end rods, red carpet, red wool, iron doors, and heavy pressure plates equipped. Head to the front of your building. On either side of the middle pillar column, place a door and place pressure plates in front of and behind them so they open. Above both doors, place an upended stairpiece. Now, look up. Replace the 3 slabs on the outside edge of the frontmost inner 2 columns with 3 upended stairpieces, like so. Behind the stairpieces on either side of these 2 columns, replace the slab roofing with a 3x2 rectangle of smooth quartz blocks. Then adding 2 more between the tops of the inner columns. Then make a row of upended stairs across these new blocks, starting at the outer column, then across the doorway to the other outer column, like this. In the empty space outside the door columns, add a 3-block tall column of black glass blocks, then a column of smooth quartz next to it, connecting it to the pillars. Then make 2 more 3 brick tall columns in the spaces in front of the pillar column, ending just behind the upended stairs. Now, in the 4 space wide empty area between the front pillars on the left and right sides, move inward by a space and make a 3 brick tall, 4 brick long wall of glass blocks, like so. Place a single 3 brick tall column of glass 1 space in from the corner on either side, like this. Once done, make a 4 brick long row of slabs across the top of the second row of glass blocks on the outside. The following instructions apply to both the left and right sides of the building's base. Starting at the front, in the first 3 brick wide empty space between columns, build a 3x3 wall of glass set 1 space inward, like we did before, and put a row of slabs across the top of the middle layer. Do so again for the next 2 gaps. In the next gap, place 2 3 brick tall, smooth quartz columns diagonally in from the pillar columns, placing a smooth slab on top to connect them with the roof. Then place an iron door between the columns, pressure plates for entry, a slab, and upended stairpiece above it. In the next 3 gaps, make more of the 3x3 glass walls with slabs across their upper middle bricks. Now we're in the wider gap below the regular stairpieces and taller columns. Move diagonally inward from the pillar columns and make 2 3 brick tall smooth quartz columns with slabs on top to connect them with the ceiling. Place 2 doors between them, place 2 slabs and stairpieces above them, then pressure plates for entry. Then, to fix a previous mistake in the script, we're going to raise the row of regular stairpieces by 1 space, like this. On the third brick of both smooth quartz columns, make a perpendicular row of red wool, 3 blocks long, like this. Then connect the ends with 2 more bits of wool. This should leave a 2x2 empty space. In that gap, place 4 end rods horizontally, then cover the top with red carpet. It'll look like this. Follow the same black glass pattern for the rest of the gaps all the way down, with the only deviation being the single space wide gap. Now face the back of the building. Just like in the front, place a door on either side of the middle column, under the stairpiece, then pressure plates for entry. In the 3 space wide empty gaps to the left and right of the entrance, below the rows of stairpieces, count 1 space in and make a 3x3 wall of glass blocks. No slabs across the front. Once you've finished the other side of the building, everything should look like this once you've finished. It's time to build up the rest of your tower. Have your pillars, slabs, stair, chiseled, and smooth quartz bricks in your inventory, then face the front of the building. Add 34 pillar blocks to each of the 3 middle columns, then top them with a stairpiece facing outward. In the 2 spaces between the top pillar blocks, place a chiseled brick, then 2 rows of smooth quartz bricks behind those, 5 spaces long. Behind each of the 3 stair pieces, place another facing inward. Behind the outer 2 pillar columns, make a column of smooth quartz all the way up. Head back down to the 2 columns to the right of the center 3 and add 33 more pillar blocks on top. Top them with a stairpiece facing outward. Add a chiseled brick between the top pillar bricks and the smooth quartz column. Place another chiseled block behind the outer pillar column, then 3 smooth slabs behind the others, and 3 more behind those. Then add a stairpiece behind the other 2 stairpieces. Go down to the small roof. On the inside chiseled brick, make a 33 brick tall pillar column. It should head all the way up to the slabs you made a second ago. Go back down, count 2 spaces from the previous column and make another. Head back down, count 2 more spaces to the corner of the small roof and make a 32 brick tall smooth quartz column, not a pillar brick column like I'm doing. I fixed that mistake later on. Then top it with a chiseled brick. Head back down and add 32 pillar bricks to the next column just outside the small roof and top it with a chiseled brick. Go back down and do so again for the next column. Go down and add 33 pillar bricks to the next column. Connect the chiseled bricks to make another small roof outline, then make 2 rows of 4 slabs to complete it. Add 33 pillar bricks to the next 6 pillar columns down below. Then add 33 pillar bricks on top of the chiseled brick of the roof, like this. Head back down to the roof, count 2 spaces back, and make another 33 pillar column. Then make 2 more pillar columns the same way, 2 spaces at a time. After the last pillar column, move inward by 2 spaces and make a 33 brick tall smooth quartz column. Go back down, count back 2 more spaces, and make another 33 brick pillar column. Then make 3 more, a space between each. Now follow the exact same process on the other side of the building. This is what it should look like. There should be 11 empty spaces between the rear 2 33 brick tall columns. Every other space, make another 33 brick tall pillar column. This is the outline to the rest of our tower. Head back to the front of the building. In the middle, behind each of the 3 sets of stair pieces, make a 17 brick tall pillar column, 3 in total. Add smooth quartz columns up the entirety of the outer 2 columns. Behind the 2 stair piece sets to the right, make 18 brick pillar columns. Add 18 pillar bricks to the next column, an 18 pillar brick column on top of the chiseled brick down below, then another 2 spaces back from that. Count back 2 spaces to the corner of the small roof and make a 17 brick tall smooth quartz column with a chiseled top. Add 17 pillar bricks to the column to the right with a chiseled top, then the same for the next column. Add 18 pillar bricks to the next column and use chiseled bricks to connect the tops of the other columns and make the next roof, like this. Fill in the small roof with a 2x4 batch of smooth slabs. For the next 8 columns, add 18 pillar bricks, then 18 smooth quartz bricks for the smooth quartz column, and 18 pillar bricks for the rest. Repeat for the other side of the building. Then add 18 pillar bricks to the columns in the rear. Now head back to the front. Add 4 pillar bricks to the middle 3 columns, topped with a stairpiece, another stairpiece behind, chiseled brick between the top pillars, a row of 5 smooth bricks behind, and the smooth quartz columns behind the outer pillar columns raised up to meet it. Add 3 pillar bricks to the right 2 columns, stairpieces on top and chiseled pieces between the top pillar bricks and behind the top brick of the outer column. Now do so for the other side of the building. Make a row of smooth slabs between the outer chiseled brick on both sides, like this. Now add another stairpiece behind each stairpiece atop the pillar columns. On the left and right side, raise the next pillar column until it meets the chiseled quartz brick. Then add a row of slabs all the way across, like this. Go back to the column next to the chiseled brick and raise it an additional 15 pillar bricks, then raise the next 2 by 18 pillar bricks. Create a new 18 brick tall pillar column on the next chiseled brick. Then move 2 spaces back and make another. Move 2 more spaces and make a 17 brick tall smooth quartz column with a chiseled top. Raise the column 2 spaces out by another 17 pillar bricks and top it with a chiseled brick. Do so again for the next column, then 18 pillar bricks for the next column. Close the roof outline with chiseled bricks and make a 2x4 slab roof. Then raise the remaining columns by 18 bricks. Make sure to use the appropriate pieces. Then repeat the process on the other side of the building. Make sure that you've raised the rear columns by an additional 18 bricks as well. Now head back to the front. You should know the drill by now. Behind the 3 middle stairpiece sets, make 3 new pillar columns, each of them 15 bricks tall, following suit with the smooth quartz columns immediately behind them. Add some stairs between the bottom pieces, like this. Make 2 more new pillar columns, one behind each of the remaining vacant stairpieces. Every pillar should now be the same height. On the left and right sides of the building, raise the 3 corner columns, that's the 2 facing front and the one around the corner, by another 2 pillar bricks, topping them off with a chiseled quartz block. Then raise the next column behind them by 3 pillar bricks. Connect the chiseled quartz, then fill in the space with a 4x4 square of smooth slabs to make a small roof. Only this time, add a row of outward facing stairs across the chiseled quartz, like this. Now raise the 2 outer middle columns by 6 pillar bricks and a stairpiece. Then the columns behind them by 5 smooth quartz blocks and 1 chiseled block. Place another stairpiece behind each of the other stairpieces. Now add 4 more chiseled bricks backwards from the piece under the stair. Fill in the space between these chiseled rows with smooth slabs. Now move down and fill in the space between the 2 outer slab floors with more slabs to create 1 solid floor. Move back 2 spaces from the smooth quartz column and make a 2 brick tall pillar stack. Skip back 2 more spaces and make another. Do this under both of the chiseled rows. Now head down and raise the middle pillar column by 7 pillar blocks. Add another vertical pillar block right behind the top block. Add an outward facing stairpiece in front and another one behind it facing backwards. Then another one behind the extra pillar block. Place upended stairpieces between the tops of the outer middle columns and the middle column. Then complete the chiseled edge to the left and right of the middle 3 columns, topping them with stairpieces, like this. In the second gap under the chiseled rows, place an iron door on the left and right sides, with pressure plates to open. Now head back to the pillar column at the edge of the roof, here, and raise it an additional 6 pillar bricks. Count 2 spaces inward along the slabs and make another 6 brick tall pillar column. On the chiseled brick above your door, make a 3 brick tall pillar column, then a smooth quartz column behind it. Count in by 2 from the pillar column and make another 3 brick tall pillar column. Make sure you do so again for the other side of the building until you reach the middle 3 brick tall pillar column. Now head back to the side, to the first available shorter pillar column, and raise it by 9 pillar bricks. Raise the next one by 9 pillar bricks, then create the next one on the chiseled brick. Skip 2 spaces and make another. Then, on the corner slab of the small roof, make an 8 brick tall smooth quartz column with a chiseled top. Move out by 2 to the next pillar column and raise it by 8 with a chiseled topper. And again for the next 6 columns. Now raise the last smooth quartz column by 8 and top it with chiseled quartz. Connect the chiseled quartz for a roof outline and fill it in with 2 rows of slabs. Make sure this is done for both sides of the building, then raise the remaining columns on the sides and back by 9 pillar bricks, like so. Go back to the front. Raise the outer middle pillar columns by 8 pieces, as well as the smooth quartz columns behind them. Then top both with a chiseled brick, then 2 stair pieces like we did before. Raise the middle pillar column by 9 pillar bricks, add a chiseled brick, put another behind it, and add 2 stair pieces back to back. Between the chiseled pieces on the outer columns and the middle column, place a stair piece right side up, then a slab behind it, like so. Now raise the other front pillar columns by 2 additional pillar bricks with a chiseled top. Raise the next 2 pillar columns along the side the same way, then raise the third by 3. Like we did before, connect the chiseled bricks with more chiseled bricks. Do so for both sides of the building. Then use your slabs to create one long floor between the corners on either side, including 3 slabs between the smooth quartz columns. Create rows of stairs along the chiseled quartz edges. Count 2 spaces back from the smooth quartz column and make a 5 brick tall pillar column topped with chiseled quartz. Count 2 more spaces and make another. Count 2 more spaces and make a 2 brick tall smooth quartz stack with a chiseled top. Between this stack and the pillar column, place an iron door and pressure plates, then a stair piece, right side up, above the door. Then place 2 more pillar blocks on top of the chiseled quartz block before placing another chiseled quartz block on top of those. Go back to the pillar column next to the stair pieces and raise it by 2 more pillar bricks and 1 chiseled brick. Make a 2 brick tall pillar stack 2 spaces in from that along the slabs. Top it with chiseled quartz. Go back to the side of the building and raise the next column by 5 pillar bricks and 1 chiseled brick. On the chiseled brick down below, make a 5 brick tall pillar column with a chiseled top. Count 2 spaces back and make another. Then make 4 more the same way. Do this for both sides of the building. Now go back down to the last chiseled brick on the roof below and make a 2 brick stack of pillar blocks with a chiseled brick on top. Do so on the other side of the building. Raise every last pillar column by 2 pillar bricks and top it with a chiseled block. Connect every chiseled brick to create the roof outline for the back. Use smooth slabs to fill in all the space between the chiseled blocks and the 2 taller pillar columns. It should be a 10 by 11 space square. Then make a row of smooth stairs all the way around the chiseled blocks. Return to the last taller pillar column, move in by 2 spaces along the slab floor below, and make a 2 brick tall stack of pillar bricks with a chiseled top. Move in by 2 more and make a 2 brick stack of smooth quartz blocks with a chiseled topper, and 2 pillar bricks on top of that with chiseled quartz. Connect all the chiseled quartz blocks on the sides to make the next roof outline. Fill in the empty space with 4 long rows of smooth slabs, then put a row of stairs along the chiseled bricks, like this. Now move back by 2 spaces from the smooth quartz stack and make a 5 brick tall column of pillar bricks with a chiseled quartz top. Place a door between it and the smooth quartz stack, pressure plates, and an upright stair piece on top. Count back 2 more spaces from that column and make another column, 5 pillar bricks tall with 1 chiseled on top. Now make the back center column 6 pillar bricks tall with a chiseled brick on top and an upright stair piece between the top pillar brick and the chiseled brick on either side, like so. Connect the tops of these middle columns with those at the front using chiseled bricks, like so. Now place the sets of stairs atop the back middle columns like we did at the front. Underneath the long chiseled quartz rows, place a 2 brick tall pillar stack every other space until there are 6 additional stacks total, each 1 space apart, like this. In the second gap from either end of this floor, place a door and pressure plates. Add a row of slabs to the floor on the inside so you can place the pressure plates behind the doors. Once you've done this, for both sides, use the smooth slabs to connect the top halves of the stair pieces between the middle columns, thus finishing the ceiling. Now, in between all of the columns making up the exterior, those spaces not occupied by black glass blocks, use your black glass panes to create all of the windows for the building. This will take a while, but once you're done, it should look like this, finishing the exterior of 30 Rockefeller Plaza. We're going to start marking where our floors are going to be, and it's a very simple process. Head inside and examine the floors we made earlier. They should appear to go all the way across the front and sides, but not across the 5 middle columns near the back. Speaking of those columns, it's time to make some amendments. Between the tops of the columns, add smooth quartz bricks, like so. Then lower the stair pieces by exactly 1 space. Yes, that makes 2 mistakes we've had to fix. 1 more and I'll get you an ice cream. Now, in the empty space inside of the outer 2 pillars, use your black panes to make a window. In the 2 remaining gaps between the inner 3 columns, count up by 4 spaces, place a slab between the pillar blocks, and add 2 black panes on top of them. Before we go further, face the rear of those 5 columns, like so. On the top pillar brick of each column, place an upended stairpiece. Now, to the left and the right of the pillars, you'll notice empty areas that lead into the next portion of the building. Fill them in with smooth quartz bricks to make solid walls, like so. Now add a single row of slabs 4 spaces up from the ground, all the way around this area, making sure to double up on top of the solid glass blocks, just like this. For the next floor, count up 3 spaces from the last and make your line across every wall, even the 5 columns. Every floor from here on up will follow the same instructions. 3 spaces up, starting your line on the top half of the 3rd brick. When you reach the 6th floor, go ahead and fill in all of the space here, making 1 huge floor. In the rear structure, keep adding floor outlines 3 spaces up at a time until you reach the top floor. Now equip your pillar bricks and head back into the tower. Face the middle column at the front of the building. Move backwards by 9 spaces. Move left and right from this space by 3 spaces and place a pillar brick. Move back by 4 spaces and make 2 more. Do so 5 more times so you have a total of 14 blocks on the floor, 7 on the left, 7 on the right, with 3 empty spaces between each. Add 70 more pillar bricks to the frontmost 2, then top them both with a smooth quartz slab. Then add 79 pillar bricks to the remaining 12, topping the first 2 with a slab, the next 4 with smooth blocks, and the rest with slabs. Now continue marking your floors in the tower, following the same pattern as before. It should look like this. Now we'll illuminate the building. Using a light source of your choice, I use torches, place a light in the middle brick of every column of every floor. I normally put 1 on every column, but I won't on the bottom of the 5 pillar columns we avoided earlier. Instead, I'll only put lights on the top, right below the stairpieces. Now place these lights all over the inside of the building, and on all 4 sides of the freestanding interior columns. I use end rods to illuminate the exterior viewing platforms and the roof of the small structure. Once done, your building should look like this. You can stop here if you're satisfied with how it looks, but if you want to go a step further and create individual floors, here's how I did it. Place smooth quartz slabs, black glass panes, smooth quartz stairs, and smooth quartz blocks in your inventory. Let's start in the rear of the building. Starting at the outside pillar columns of the 5 ahead of you, build 2 brick-wide staircases heading up to the next floor. Place upended stairpieces behind the regular ones in order to place the next blocks. After 2 steps, fill in a 2x2 area against the wall with smooth blocks. Then turn the staircase 90 degrees until it's level with the floor above, making sure to clear away any pieces above you that may be obstructive, like this. Once you've built them, fill in the rest of the floor with slabs, leaving room to travel up and down the stairs. Turn 180 degrees from the top of the previous staircase and build the next one right next to it, then fill in the floor with slabs. Turn 180 degrees from the top of that staircase, and then build another. Continue these spiral staircases and floors until you're ready to build the top floor. Kick the last staircase away from the wall by one space so there's more room to walk to the top. Once done, the rear of your building will be complete. Head to the ground floor of the main tower. Face the front wall from the inside. Leave the interior space at the second floor between the first two and second two columns empty. Between the second pair of columns and the third pair of columns, make a bridge of sorts out of smooth slabs, like this. Between the third and fourth columns, make two 4-brick wide staircases up from the floor, ending between the columns on the left and right side, like so. Leave the rest of the space empty. Between the fourth and fifth pairs of columns, make another slab bridge. Leave the space empty between 5 and 6, make a bridge between 6 and 7, then staircases between 7 and 8. Then another bridge between 8 and 9. Leave the rest of the space empty. Now take your black glass panes and make a row along the edges, like this. 4 spaces out from the back wall on the next floor, right next to the glass barrier, make a 2-brick wide staircase headed backward. The top, upturned stairpiece should be right against the wall. Now head to the front of the building and build a 1-brick wide staircase parallel to the front wall, like this. Once done, use slabs to fill in the floor, leaving the same alternating empty spaces as below, except this time you'll fill in the space between the back wall and the rear pillars. Once the floor is done, line the edges with black glass and get to work on the next staircases, spiraling them up just like we did in the building's rear structure. Keep building the stairs and the floors until you're right underneath the solid floor we built earlier. The space above the rear staircases here leads directly outside, so let's not make another flight of stairs here. Instead, build the staircase in the front of the building through the completed floor to gain access to the next. Head back to the rear 2 columns. Move back a space from the inside of either the left or right column. Now start a 2-brick wide staircase up to the next floor. For the next floor, fill in all the space around the 14 columns, then fill in the space inside of the 2 front columns and the next. Then the 2 rear columns and the one ahead of them. All the space in the center, from the second pair of columns to the 13th, should be empty, like so. Skip a space next to the top of your stairs, then build the next staircase headed in the opposite direction. Use your black glass panes to line the edges between the columns, like this. Repeat this process all the way up the building, past the top of the front 2 columns until you reach the top of the rest of the columns, at which point you'll fill in the entire floor with slabs. Right below this solid floor, on the left and right sides of the building, in the wide spaces, make a single brick wide staircase leading up to the floor above the columns. There's one final floor at the top, only 3 bricks wide. Make a staircase in the middle of the floor below and fill in the rest of the space with slabs, leaving just enough space to travel up and down. And that will complete the main tower. For those of you not interested in completing the ice rink, your job is done. Enjoy what you've made so far, but for those interested in continuing, it's time to get to work. Equip smooth sandstone blocks and head to the back of the building. Add 3 rows of smooth sandstone to the bottommost block of the building, making sure that each row extends by 3 spaces from the left and right side of the building. This is the sidewalk. Continue the sidewalk along the left and right sides of the building, where they'll expand to 5 bricks wide. Wrapping the sidewalk around the front of the building, keeping it 5 bricks wide, like so. Now, in your inventory, have the following: smooth sandstone blocks, smooth sandstone stairs, black glass panes, packed ice blocks, dark oak plank blocks, dark oak fence pieces, dark oak stairs, gold blocks, and end rods. Align yourself with the center brick of the front sidewalk, right here. Now, move to the left by 13 spaces and dig down by 4 spaces. In a super flat world, this should go all the way through the ground. From here, Move away from the building by another 27 spaces, then dig down by 4. Move right by 26 spaces, then dig down by 4. Then move toward the building by 27 spaces and dig down by 4 again. Remove all the blocks between these 4 points, 4 spaces down, then continue your sidewalk until you reach the far end of this new hole, like so. Now equip your dark oak plank blocks and face the wall of this hole closest to the building, dead center. Below the line of sandstone blocks, clear out a 7x4 vertical area and fill it in with dark oak plank blocks. Now make a row of smooth sandstone all the way across the bottom, like so. Place a sandstone block on the bottom left and bottom right visible corners of the dark oak wall. Then make a row of upended smooth sandstone stairs across the sandstone bricks above it, like so. Now build out the floors by 4 more sandstone rows. To the left and right of the dark oak wall, build sandstone walls from the floor up to the sidewalk. From the left and right sides of the hole, build out floors 6 bricks wide, all the way down. Now build up the walls on the left and right sides from the floor to the sidewalk. To the left and right of the dark oak wall, build sandstone walls from the floor up to the sidewalk. Fill in the empty space in the floor with packed ice, then build a dark oak fence on the sandstone around it. In your inventory, replace the dark oak fence with a bucket of water. Make a row of dark oak stairs, out 2 spaces and across the bottom of the dark oak wall, connecting the sandstone blocks in the lower corners. Then fill this space with water. In the center 2 spaces, place 2 gold blocks, one against the wall, one against the stair row. Place 3 more atop the outer gold block. Then on the middle of these 3 blocks, place another on every side, like so. Place end rods horizontally in the water so they are concealed. On the top layer of the left wall, place a row of smooth sandstone. Move all the way to the right and out 1 more space. Make a 2 brick wide, 4 brick tall column of smooth sandstone. Move left by 4 spaces and build a single column, 4 blocks tall. Keep moving left by 4 spaces and making single columns until you've made 5 more. Between the top bricks of these columns along the sandstone row behind them, place upended stair pieces, but not to the left of the final column, like so. Repeat this process on the right wall. Now place upended stair pieces across the top layer of the walls to the left and right of the dark oak wall and gold structure, like so. Now move to the back wall. From the left and right corners, make 9 brick wide, 4 brick tall walls. Dig out the empty gap by 2 more spaces, so there's a 4 brick tall, 7 brick long, 3 brick deep gap between the sandstone walls. Now extend your sidewalk on the left and right by 4 more spaces, then begin to wrap the sidewalk around the far edge of the rink, stopping when you get to the gap we just made. Use smooth sandstone to make a 4x7 brick wall in the gap. 1 space in, make 2 3 brick tall columns topped with smooth stairs facing inward. Then in the next space, 2 brick tall stacks with stair pieces on top. Do this for both sides of the gap. Fill in the remaining 2x3x2 area with smooth sandstone. Then add the same amount outside of that. Add sandstone blocks to the lower outside bricks and place stair pieces leading down to the floor. Once you've done that, place upended stair pieces from the top corners of the back wall until they reach the start of the staircase. Then, finally, a row of black glass panes all along the edge of the sidewalk. I'll even add a row on the edge by the stairs in the back, like so. Feel free to continue decorating, adding the shops down below, the flags, or even a Christmas tree, but for now, my work is done. There it is everyone, 30 Rockefeller Plaza and its famous ice rink in Minecraft. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to like this video, share this video, and subscribe to the channel, enabling notifications if you do so you can know whenever a new tutorial is live. Be sure to follow me on Twitter and check out the Black Beanie Gaming Discord channel. You can find links for both on my channel About page. As always everyone, have a nice day and happy building. Until next time.